This is the first episode of NEXTalk. I am Jirka Vávra. I am leader of Deloitte Next and also co-host of this talk show. And I'm glad that I can welcome here our PIC Pavel Šiška. Ciao, Pavle.
Ciao, ciao.
Pavle, you are leader of hundreds. So I'm interested, what's the feeling behind it?
To be very open, the biggest feeling is a huge respect and stress from leading people who are actually, most of them are, 99% of them are 10 times more competent and knowledgeable, in what they are doing than I am, obviously. Yeah. Since we have a bunch of specialists, we have so many people from different domains and different areas. Obviously, I cannot understand everything, and that honestly gives me a lot of sleepless nights. So that is the prevailing feeling. And what I'm trying to do and what I'm thinking most of the time about is how to make sure that all these people with different backgrounds, with different skills, with different types of knowledge, how to make them work together. Yeah, because that's what our clients want from us. Managing complexity, doing large things, doing things that are regional, global.
Maybe what's the secret of successful leader according to you? What's the magic behind your leadership?
I think that obviously, it depends organization by organization. It depends on the culture. It depends on what actually is your product or service. I think there are huge differences. So definitely one size doesn't fit all here. In our business, and it's very similar to what I've just said, is the ability to make sure that the people who really are extremely knowledgeable, specialized, who have great skills and knowledge and experience, to make sure that they have all the conditions, all they need to grow, to use what they have, and make it available and useful for our clients. And that again is only possible when you do not sell it, when you do not offer it, when you do not take it as isolated thing. It only works when all these things are coordinated, when they match, when people talk and when they present what we have to offer to our clients together.
Maybe what the word cooperation means to you?
Cooperation, in my opinion, means that it starts with mutual understanding, with knowing what the other person is doing and having respect to what the other person is doing and knows, And it's also natural, as we know, that when someone is different, we tend to look at a person as a stranger. Sometimes people believe that someone who has different background, who has different knowledge, who doesn't understand what I'm doing, that he's an idiot. And that is truth. So if you overcome that, and if you have a common goal, then you have very effective collaboration. That's what I would call cooperation or collaboration.
And do you have any advice how we can achieve that, to overcome some assumptions maybe?
Well, actually, part of my answer is in your question. Enter any relationship and with no assumptions. And before you make any judgment, talk to the person and try to look at the person from different angles. Look at it from the client perspective. In many cases, and many people have the tendency to say, these guys do not understand, what we are doing. They don't understand what the clients need. They do not understand anything, maybe. But look at what they do. Look at their projects. Look at why the clients are paying for their services. There are simple measures. Just talk to the people. Touch them. That's always important.
Okay. Touch them.
Touch them. Obviously,
I know.
with all due respect and measures in terms of hygiene and regulation and legislation.
Can you describe your job like partner in charge a little bit more? What does it mean? Because I understand that you are an important person, but I don't know what you really do.
You have two angles to have a look at it. One, in terms of what I want to achieve, hopefully I covered. So I will just summarize it in one word, making sure that we collaborate or cooperate effectively. That I think is big portion of my job. Also when it comes to time that I spend on that, on the conversations with people, making sure that if there are any edges, that actually I help to overcome those, so that's a lot of work that I do. Communication, talking to people. Obviously, there is a bit of the usual stuff that you would expect, which is the performance management. You want to understand, that things work in terms of, making money, that the quality that our clients expect is achieved. So that's what I'm looking at as well. That's my responsibility. There is also a bit of a client work. I go to client, I help to sell, in many situations I have relationships that, I can bring to the table. I have experience, that I have that even with the people with whom I do not have, relationship, I can help with, so those are the things that I do. There is never enough the client work. That's what I always loved, and recently there is not enough of that. So at a certain point of time, I would like to go more back to that part of the job. But to summarize it very simply, making sure that we collaborate effectively for the benefit of our clients, which at the end of the day will be our benefit. Performance management, let me put it this way, and then the client work wherever it makes sense.
It seems like a big responsibility. Is it stressful?
Actually, it is. And besides the fact that I really sometimes feel inferior to all these great specialists, the guys who understand HR, marketing, IT, they're all better than I am. That is part of the stress. I told you. But also the time. There is never enough time that I could dedicate to whatever topic I have on the table. That is the second part of the stress. So making sure that I prioritize and I have to let go some of the things. That is also stressful, to be honest.
And how can handle it? I mean mentally, because I think a lot of people, our colleagues, have also stressful situations. So maybe they can find some advice from you.
Maybe I could also use some advice if you have it. But how I handle it personally, I think that, believe me, and people who know me, they know that I actually am able to get myself into situations that I'm really with my back to the wall, I'm trying to do everything possible, but at the end of the day has only 24 hours. So sometimes I really find it difficult to stop, at reasonable time, whatever that means. But on the other hand, I have always managed not to really reach the burnout or really collapse, and it happens to some people. So I think that prioritization is the main thing. At a certain point of time, you really have to let go some of the things. You really have to trust people. You have to give the autonomy to them and appreciate what they do. And maybe they do it only at the 90%, 80% level. But that's fine. But if you want to have everything perfect, if you want to have everything under control, that is not good. So that was difficult to learn. And that's what I said at the beginning, that really being in a position when you simply have no chance to understand everything, you have no chance to be better than every single person that you are supposed to lead, that is difficult.
I'm thinking, what's your motivation, to get up every morning from the bed and do your work?
That is a simple one. There are two things. The people, because despite all the complexities and all the conflicts and all the disputes that we may have, and there are many, it's natural. Conflict actually is a good thing for the organization because it, creates ideas, it changes things, so that, but I think it's for the benefit of what we will all want to achieve. So the people, enjoying the people, making sure that they really can grow, and have fun. And I really believe that when people are happy, when they do what they like, when they do what they are good at, that's something, if you achieve that, every organization will thrive. So, and I like it. When I achieve that, when I see happy people working together on great client projects, that makes me happy. And the second thing are the clients. So the appreciation of the client when he or she tells you, you did a good job, great, we had you, next time please come, we will make sure that you are also our vendor for the second project. Those are the things that then you feel that there is a meaning in life.
What does it mean for you, meaning life? Meaningful life?
Well, definition by definition, meaningful life is the one that has a meaning. And there are different meanings for different people. And for me, meaningful life means that when I die, the people that I worked with will remember me and they will say, this guy did something good for me at a certain point of time. That's enough.
That's nice. That's nice. What's unique about Deloitte, according to you? Why someone should join us and not other companies?
I think that on one hand, it's the balance between being a global, large, international corporation, but with a lot of entrepreneurship. We have that, which is great. So the balance between the two, having the advantages and disadvantages of that balanced nicely, taking the better from both worlds. I think that we have that in Deloitte. And then that's what I said at the beginning, and I think it's worth repeating, and I keep repeating it, I don't know, 5 times a week at least. We are really the ones who are able to manage the complexity, manage really large projects for our clients. When something becomes huge, complex, international, global, we can do it. And we can do it in all dimensions. Not only that you manage something that is huge, but something that consists of different components, something that needs different types of capabilities and skills. And it's not only about consulting, it's about the other businesses that we have, like financial advisory, risk advisory, tax, legal, audit. That actually is something that differentiates us.
What kind of skills should have general consultant, maybe?
When 20 years ago someone introduced the T-shaped model when it comes to skills of a person, I was laughing. I was thinking that you're either specialist or generalist. But then I realized that you always have to be specialist in something, but if you do not understand the other skills, domains, capabilities, then you don't understand the context. And you are not very effective even in your specialization. So for everybody in Deloitte, but I think this is something that in today's world is important in general. You really need to be good at something, ideally in something that you like and you do well. But you also need to understand what the others are doing, what the context is. And then you can be very successful and useful to the others.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything what you would like to say to someone who just joined us, to some newcomer?
I would just repeat, do something that you like, something that you do well, and don't be afraid of changing. Yeah? Early in your career, it's fine to change. And don't be afraid of it. Don't stick to something that you don't like. Just find something where you are good and you like it, and then you will be successful in all the meanings of the word success. It's not only about money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of experience here in Deloitte. So, what's the maybe summary or some, also feeling behind this experience from years of work for Deloitte?
Some things change very quickly. Some things stay the same. What stays the same is think about the other people. Try to understand them. Have respect to them. That will never be a journey to failure. That's gonna be always journey to success. Be open, which is related to what I just said. And that's one thing. But at the same time, do not expect that the environment will stay the same. It's never gonna be the same. Agility, responsiveness, whatever you wanna call it, flexibility, is something that we simply have to accept. So base your life on principles, something that you wanna stick to, but be ready to change your skills, change the people that you work with, even change the organizations. Yeah? And with the two things balanced, you'll be happy and rich.
Thank you for this interview, Pavel.
Díky. Thanks.